कदाचित् कालिंदी तट विपिन संगीत करबो मुदा भीरी नारी वदन कमल स्वाद मधुपः रमा शंभु ब्रह्मा सुरपति गणेशार्चित पदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे।
Consecrated by time as the seat of Lord Jagannath, the Lord of the world, the temple city of Puri is one of the 4 dhams, the holiest of holy places in India. Time has brought many changes, but its sanctity as a pilgrimage center has remained undimmed through the ages. Puri is the home of a unique socio-religious cultural ethos, a symbol of unity, love and harmony, of tolerance, assimilation, and the acceptance of diversity in a unique fusion of several faiths, beliefs and cultures. The cult of Jagannath today is a transmutation of Brahmanism, Buddhism, Shaktism, Jainism, and the tribal religion of the aboriginal Savars who inhabited ancient Odisha. Lord Jagannath is truly the representative national deity of the people of Orissa. The expanse of nature in Puri is symbolic of the all-embracing mystic brotherhood that has grown around the cult of Jagannath. It is an example of how the Hindu religion has survived through time, continually accepting the new while protecting tradition. Lord Jagannath is like the spirit of the sea in Puri, accepting all who come to him with faith and devotion. The uniqueness begins from the idol itself. Visually, the image of Lord Jagannath is distinctively different from the main body of Hindu iconography in being symbolical, not representational. It is graphic, not sculpturesque. Physically, it is different from other idols in that it is made of wood and not stone or metal, the most frequently used materials in Hindu iconography. Made out of wood, the idols must be renewed constantly, unlike stone, which the ancient Hindu scriptures determine to be indestructible for 10,000 years. This physical requirement has translated itself into the unique ritual in the cult of Jagannath called the Nobokalibor, acquiring of new bodies by Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, Subhadra and Sudarshan. Tradition dictates that the ritual of Nobokalibor must be performed once, roughly between every 12th to 19th year, whenever the Hindu calendar shows an extra month of Ashar. The Raja of Puri and his Rajguru must initiate the holy process with auspicious offerings after formal permission has been granted by Lord Jagannath. This is symbolized by the arrival of the sanctified garland, Aggamala. This begins the Nobokalibor Jatra, the journey for the new body of Jagannath. The search for the holy tree from which the new idols of Jagannath is to be carved must begin with the formal seal of approval from the representative of the dynasty that had ruled Puri through the ages. Down the road from the royal palace, the procession, whose composition has been fixed for centuries, leads on to the Jagannath Vallabh Math, a monastery which hosts the sacred search party through its customary 2 days of meditation and prayer. Enervated by rest and prayer, the holy procession continues onto the Deoli Mott, another monastery which is about 30 kilometers from Puri. But this is only a brief stopover or route to its destination at Kakotpur, another 20 kilometers away. Outside the main shrine of Puri, Kakotpur has the only other temple for the Mother Bimala, the auspicious one. At night, the goddess arrives in the Poti Mahapatra's dreams and leaves precise instructions on the path to the holy trees from which the new idols for the deity are to be carved. In the absence of a dream, the divine instruction comes from the direction of the first flower that falls from the idol of the Mangala in a special puja. 4 separate trees required for the idols of Jagannath and the 3 other deities have their specific and different locations already fixed by divine dispensation. Once the location has been identified in the dream, the search for the holy tree begins in real earnest, starting from the camp at Deoli Mott. In accordance with tradition, the search can begin only with the first signpost at the Sudarshan Daru, a tree with a reddish hue, which must be located exactly according to the specifications. Its divinity depends upon the color of its bark, its 3 branches, and the sign of the discus or chakra, represented by spoke-like lines on the bark with a small depression in the middle. Myths and legends abound, and through the years, the associations that have grown around the search for the holy tree are immense. The prayers and other rituals that accompany the search for the holy tree have come to achieve a significant meaning for the devotees, not only those who are in the search party, but for all the people through whose villages the journey continues. The discovery of the Sudarshan Daru marks a time of intense religious fervor. Preparations must be carried out through ritual prayers and the chanting of the holy words in front of the sacrificial fire is as important as the eventual felling of the tree. Finally, the time arrives for felling the Sudarshan Daru. Even this physical act is consecrated by tradition, and each detail is adhered to with precision and dedication. Once the holy tree has been felled, it is loaded onto a special cart, which is made on location from branches of the same tree. The sacred log is then carried in ritual procession to the Jagannath temple at Puri, under the protective custody of a few members of the search party. The others continue on their ordained journey to locate the rest of the trees.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me.
The search must continue beyond the discovery of the Sudarshan Daru, and so it does, in the quest of the 3 other holy trees from which the deities of the Puri temple will be carved. The search follows the trail laid out in the dream towards the Balabhadra Daru. The forest lands of Odisha are charted through this long-established mystical map, which is able to locate the right auspicious trees which bear the required sacred signs and symbols created by nature itself. Through centuries, man-made rituals and nature have been enmeshed in a mystically symbiotic relationship in the cult of Lord Jagannath. The Balabhadra Daru is discovered according to its geographical position, its ordained relationship with the landscape, with rivers, temples and other landmarks. The symbols which identify the Balabhadra Daru are also codified. Its bark must have a lighter hue, and 7 branches of the neem tree should lead to its canopy of foliage. While the Balabhadra Daru begins its journey towards the temple, accompanied by some of its members, the search party must continue to look for the Subhadra Daru. Thus the search party grows smaller and smaller in number as it goes forward on its journey of discovery.
Jagannath Swami Nayan Pathagami Bhavatu me.
The distinctive features of the Subhadra Daru are equally specific. The bark of the chosen tree must have a yellowish tinge, and it must be adorned by precisely 5 branches. On its bark, it should bear the mark of the lotus with its 5 petals. The long and elaborate initial ritual for the Nabokholebor culminates in the ultimate search for the Jagannath Daru. Revealed in the dream, the location is searched extensively to find the right tree in its preordained place. The search for the Jagannath Daru, from which the principal deity can be carved, is one which has the most complex and exacting combination of auspicious features. The tree itself must be free of plant growth and creepers or parasites, and no bird should have built its nest upon it. The tree must be pristine in form, unbroken by storms or distorted by lightning. Even the surrounding trees have been specified by tradition, which also indicates that it should stand isolated from human settlements, but may not be in a marsh. A nearby anthill is a vital sign. Snake holes near its roots indicate that the sacred tree has had its ordained guards. The configurations on the tree trunks must clearly show the 4 weapons of Vishnu: the Shankha or conch shell, the Chakra or discus, the Gada or mace, and the Padma or lotus. As the search for the Jagannath Daru comes to an end, the same ritual incantation and prayers come into action in the process of the transformation of a tree into a divine object. The ritual felling of the tree must follow the Vanayagya, or the ritual fire sacrifice. This begins with the priests preparing themselves with ritual baths and starting the process with incantations of the mantras, accompanied by 108 oblations of clarified butter. The building of the Yagyashala, or house for the ritual prayers, is also sanctified by tradition, since ritual has to be carried out over an extended period of time. Temporary dwellings are built according to the ancient plan for the nocturnal shelter of the priests and the other members. The silver axe with which the tree is struck symbolically is followed by the golden axe, which the search party brings along with its leaders. These objects are held in great reverence in the ritual of the Nabokholebor. Finally, of course, the actual felling of the tree ensues. Having completed its cherished task, the search party must now carry the wood to Puri in the last act of this divine drama. The holy log is shown great reverence, and villagers join the processions along the way, chanting the name of the Lord with members of the search party.
Navaiyache rajam nachakanakamanikya vaibhavam nayache aham ramyam sakala janakamyam varavadhum. सदा काले काले प्रमथपतिना गीतचरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी.
As the search party returns with its last holy tree back to Puri, the procession terminates at the northern gate of the temple. The holy logs are stored in the Koili Vaikuntha before the final phase of the Navakaleva ritual can begin. During the time when the deities will assume their new bodies, the old images are kept in the main temple tower, but hidden from the view of the lay public. The stage is now set for the great transformation rite, where the new wood is imbued with its final divinity. The deities are carved out of the sacred logs, according to sizes that have remained unchanged for centuries. There are specific instructions as to size and shape, and the hereditary carpenters who work upon them have a very special status in the temple. Lord Jagannath has been personalized so deeply in the minds of the people of Orissa that the departure of the old idol has been equated with the passing away of a close relative in the family. The Lord is so intimately linked with his devotees that he must partake